Hi there, and welcome to honeybeeyoutarot. My name is Melissa. For Cards and Coffee, if you've been with me before, you know we've been dialoguing with parts of self. And that went through the month of March, mostly through the month of March. Now we're going to start dialoguing with the archetypes that are in the Major Arcana. Okay, and so I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently. In fact, right now I'm feeling that I'm manifesting and working with the Fool energy. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go. I somewhat have a plan. I've been wanting to do this, and every time I attempt, it's just not coming together correctly, or it just hasn't felt right. And so I'm like, okay, then this is the Fool. I'm just going to go for it and trust, right? That that because I'm inspired to have this dialogue, that it will be what it will be helpful. Okay. So I hope you have your cup of coffee, your tea, whatever's in your cup is comforting, and let's get started. Okay, so here is the Fool card. Okay, this is the first card of the Major Arcana. And the Fool card, you can see, let's see, all this golden energy, right? So we know from dialoguing with the parts of self where I had the chakra centers up, and maybe I need to continue to keep those out so we can remember. The color yellow relates to the, I'm not going to be able to do that. Well, it relates to the solar plexus chakra, right? Okay, so that's about taking action. It's about willpower. It's about feeling a sense of control. It's about empowerment. Okay. So here this being is, I'm not going to get into all that there is, but he carries this stick, right? And it's black. And black is all about potential. Okay? When there's nothing, there's the potential for anything and everything exists within it, right? And so he's about to take a leap under the light of the sun, okay? The sun isn't yellow here. He's in it. He's in that energy and understands the light in a different way. So this is pure potential sparking his inspiration. I kind of wanted to say impulse. Now, on the shadow side, we might think of someone, the Fool, as very impulsive, not thinking. But the Fool doesn't know what the Fool doesn't know. The Fool just goes, okay, like I'm feeling this, I'm sensing this, I'm feeling pulled towards it. And so of course I'm going for it. Okay. So the Fool sets off on the journey. Okay. What else am I doing today? I'm going to be incorporating into our readings this little book by Andy Matzner called Journaling the Tarot. And in it, there are questions for reflection and to journal for each card, the majors and all through the minors, so all the cards. I'm going to choose 2 every day. But I'm also going to ask my own questions, okay? And my own questions are, in which way have I been, or have we as the collective been utilizing the Fool's energy in the highest manner, and which way as a collective have we been acting on the more shadow side of the Fool energy, and see, you know, what comes out. And then I'll incorporate a couple of questions from this little book, which I think is really great for connecting with yourself through the use of this wonderful tool, the tarot. And then we finally will get an oracle card from Collette, Barron, Reid's, what's this? The Spirit Animal Oracle. Okay. The tarot deck that I'm going to use is the 5-cent tarot. Do I have a little booklet for the 5-cent tarot somewhere? I do. I just don't know where it is. Oddly. I'll find it at some point. But anyway, it's cute. It's got little, you know, it's, all of this feels very springy to me, okay? So good to know this deck as we move through April. All right, so I have, once again, extensively cleared and cleansed my space, shuffled my decks, said my prayers, set my intentions, and so let's get started. So, in what way have we as a collective used the Fool energy in the highest possible sense? In what way have we as a collective? Okay. Big stack. Okay. So we got the Lovers card. 8 of Buttons. Sorry, I'm used to going so fast because we know the deck. Okay, so the Lovers card. Okay. On this deck, they have the different words, right? So we have commitment, partnership, crossroads, choices, okay? The Lovers card, yes, it's about lovers, but it's about making a choice, making the choice to essentially merge, right? Like merge with another. And then we have 8 of Buttons, Mastery. So this is about studying, working, practicing. What are the words here? Apprentice, mastery, focus. Okay. So it's like the work is the thing, right? We all know all of the love songs, you know, that talk about the foolishness of love, but we all take those leaps, right? I mean, we all take those leaps of faith because we feel something and it comes from our heart and we feel inspired and we can't explain it, and we're willing to do what we have to do. We're willing to study ourselves, our relationships, how to be in relationships as we move, you know, maybe to the next leap of faith, right? Okay, and then we have, and the moon. Didn't even know we had the moon there. Okay, so yeah, for me, it's, you know, tonight or today is the 28th. It's Sunday evening for me. And we have the full moon. It's a super moon in Libra. And we are learning, we're letting go of the things people, situations, things that no longer serve us inside of relationships and partnerships. And that's on all levels, okay? Across time and space and planes and, karma and, a relationship that you can touch right now and dial someone up. Like we're supposed to be really, really getting clear about what we want to bring into our world, our next however many years, right? We're setting up legacies right now. And so it's important that we're understanding what's operating in our unconscious, subconscious, according to the moon card. And what is being illuminated, even if it's not fully, even if we can't fully understand it. It's almost like it seems like what this is saying is that we probably have some sort of an inkling. We probably have some sort of a recognition of our patterns. And it's important that we are addressing them, whether with someone else, working with a counselor, or going within and just being, gut honest with ourselves about, where we have been, what we're choosing. I always say to my clients, like, are we choosing the easy button here? Like, that feels like the easy button, because going deep and doing the work and facing our here it is. Here's the 5-cent little tarot book. Confronting our shadow is hard. Turning away from something that we know is not right for us for any reason is difficult. We like the known. The devil we know is better than the unknown. And I think we're being challenged, right? So the willingness to do that work and to grow. Page of Needles is at the bottom of the deck. So we have ambition, initiative, okay? So like I said, it's kind of like as we learn, as we grow, then we can continue, right, to trust our next impulse. This card, the Fool card, it shows up anywhere, right? I mean, they all do, but this particular energy is always present, right? It's always present because there's always potential. Okay, so now how have we utilized the Fool energy on the shadow side collectively? Ugh. Okay, so 10 of Buttons, interesting for the shadow, and Knight of Buttons, interesting. So we have share the wealth, legacy, inheritance for the 10 of Buttons, which is the 10 of Coins and 10 of Pentacles. And then we also have the Knight. So attainment, patience, tenacity. Those are the positive words. If we are looking at the shadow, we're probably going to want to address some of the more unsavory words here. So we would have dissipation, financial loss, family feud, and monotony, idleness. Okay. So on the shadow side, are we, and then we have 7 of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. have we trusted ourselves as a collective? Each individual forms the collective. Has the collective been able to trust in life and to understand that there is enough, that we can trust that we always will have enough, that we can continue to build, but also to share, to create a legacy that's beyond the material world. I mean, and all, you know, spiritual truths. I mean, that's what we're being taught. You know, it's you can't take it with you. And so, you know, the fool we have wishful thinking here. You know, it could also be, do we, again, are we acting impulsively? Are we taking leaps before we've made plans or have figured out exactly, you know, well, what are my values? What am I inspired by? Right? If I'm reaching that book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, so good. He talks about, you know, prioritizing and how, you know, society gets just so tweaked out because they are scattered. Their energy is scattered. Our energy is scattered. You know, what to focus on, what's important, you know, and so many of the things that just really aren't important. But if we can figure out what our values are, we can figure out and attune to, you know, our sensing of what really am I needing, what really am I, what's inspiring to me. You know, maybe the way that we, I think we're actually experiencing it right now. But it seems that, you know, we're all, after everything that we went through in 2020, and we're still moving through, all sort of reevaluating our priorities and really what is important in life, right? So that is that. Now let's look at, oops. Oh goodness, just got everything that's swirling and then not twirling. All right. I think we have to be clear on what do we really want to build, you know? What are we willing to put our faith and trust in and build? What kind of a legacy? You know, have we been real clear on that, or have we been delusional? And let's see. So here are the questions. A couple of questions I'm pulling out of this book. The first question is, what call have you been resisting and why? And the second one is, what new adventure awaits? What is your next step in that direction? I love these questions. Okay, so let's these back in here, and should we read from a different deck? Maybe we should. I wasn't going to do that, but let's use the Cosmic Tarot. Let's use the Cosmic Tarot for these two questions. All right. What call, and this is okay to use for a reading or just to, you know, kind of understand how you know, important it is to ask the right questions if you're deciding that you want to, you know, get your own deck and start working with it to connect to yourself, your higher self. It is important to have some really good questions to help. Okay. Ha! The Magician. What call have you been resisting and why? The Magician. Being very intentional, right? On what it is you want to create. The Magician is the next card in the Major Arcana. Okay? And you can see all this yellow, right? All this yellow. Now he's got a lot of yellow and black on his little, I don't even know what these little things are that they wear. Little smock. But he's got this robe of red, right? Like creating what is going to help him to feel safe, secure, you know, the base chakra. Everything that he needs. You know, he has the inspiration. He understands. Okay, it's up to me. Okay, so we're resisting the Magician energy. What is it that you want to create? And why are you out there, me, I'm asking myself right now, I've got my answer. Why am I resisting creating? Right? Think about those questions, like what's the fear? Like I've said before, sometimes there's the this idea that we can be afraid of our greatness. Marianne Williamson, I put that in another video a while back, asks us, you know, who are we not to be our greatest light? You know, we ask ourselves, who am I to shine so brightly? And I'll put what she wrote again in this video. But she says, you know, who are we not to be? We were put on this earth to be creators, to be divine, you know, a piece of the divine expression, right, for the whole. So why are we not trusting ourselves? What's that about? We all have that answer within us. Okay. And what new adventure awaits? What is your next step in that direction? What new adventure awaits? Ooh. Crazy. Interesting. Okay. So we have the High Priestess. Okay. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So it's almost like the question is answering itself. And the Ten of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. Nine of Swords underneath that. Okay. So after a period maybe of worrying and fretting, maybe, right? The fear of why we are not manifesting what we want to, maybe we've got some ideas or an inspiration, but we're not trusting in our inner magician, that we have everything that we need, that we were born to do this. This is what Honeybee You is about, or part of what honeybeeyoutarot is about, that we, you know, are connecting more with our intuition, that we are understanding ourselves as connected to the divine, even though we might not understand it on many different levels. It's almost like, for me, the High Priestess is like there's this understanding or acceptance that the mystery will always be there, no matter what, no matter how much we can learn and seek and become enlightened, there will always be the mystery. The more we know, the more we know that we don't know, right? And I think the adventure waits, it could be utilizing intuition in order to understand, you know, what we're willing to continue working on and what we are going to prune away, what we're going to let go, what we're going to put in the compost pile. And it's almost like we have to kind of accept that something has reached its end. I do not like the image on this card. But you know, this is the card where we see the dude like stabbed in the back 10 times. It's like, dude, how many times is it going to take for you to accept this thing is over? Right? And once we do, once we surrender to what is, and once we surrender to the endings, we see the potential. We can have relief from all the anxiety and worry and embrace like the new, like spring, right? Okay. And so let's look at one more oracle card. So if you were to, you know, sit silently or sit in meditation or take a walk and just be very open to any of the messages that you receive, you know, what was the question? What adventure awaits? What is your next step in that direction? So you've got the High Priestess and the Seven of Pentacles, right? It's really taking this pause and really being very considered, utilizing your intuition, inspired by this Fool, right? Led by inspiration, led by that spark. What would be your next step? Baby steps count. Even if the baby step is doing this, taking time to sit and get clear and go within and just kind of sense how you feel when you start to think about whatever it is that you want to manifest, whatever adventure that you want to take. You know, is this a possibility? Is it a reality? If you're going to do it and you're going to create it, then what is really going to be, what pieces are going to work and what needs to be let go of, right? Okay. And so we got the Ant Spirit. It's the very first card in her deck. Imagine that. But we got it in the what does she call it, the protection position in this deck? Let's see. What does she call it? Yeah, she does. Okay. So we got it in the protection position. Time to collaborate is on the card, but let's see. Do you really believe that you have to do everything yourself? Do you believe that somehow any help you get will be disappointing or not good enough? Let's see what's here. Perhaps it is time to address your issues of control and bias toward the negative. It doesn't matter where or why you came to be pessimistic or mistrustful. The fact, see, this is complete trust. Complete trust. What have you not been embracing? Embracing the magician energy. The fact that Ant Spirit is showing up now is a sign that you have an opportunity to heal and to relearn to trust that others will show up for you in a genuine way. Ant Spirit wants you to remember that your expectations and limiting beliefs are a vibrational offering that draws in the opposite of what you desire. Spirit wants to help you and will send collaborative partners your way. It's time to see the universe as conscious and connected, exactly, loving and helpful, but you must participate in this activity of co-creation. Creating reality is not just about dreaming. Remember, we saw the wishful thinking card. It's not just about dreaming. That's when we're using this energy on the shadow side, right? If you are feeling orphaned from community, reach out and communicate. If you feel vulnerable, know that being present in your vulnerability can help you draw in someone who wants to assist you. Trust in your partnership with Spirit, and your outer conditions will start to reflect that. Then you will see the miracles waiting for you, including partners who appear ready to lend a hand. Wow, amazing. Okay, so I'm going to take some time to reflect on that after I watch this playback on Monday, and I hope you do as well. I hope this is a great kickstart to your week, and thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting like. Leave me a comment. How did you like this? Or, how does it resonate? Does it resonate? Any feedback is wonderful. I love it. It's so important to Honeybee Tarot that we recognize that we are all connected and we all are, our lives matter, our journey matters, our wounds matter, and our healings matter. It all matters. Okay, so have a good week or have a good day and be well. Bye-bye.